You ever been at a family barbecue? Food's great, music's on, everyone's chill, and then that one uncle shows up? At first, he's just loud. Then he starts getting a little too handsy, cracking awkward jokes, touching people's shoulders when they don't want it. And suddenly, the whole vibe changes. Everyone's side-eyeing. No one's saying anything out loud, but it's tense. Now picture that. But instead of your backyard, it's a Marvel press tour. And instead of your uncle, it's Pedro Pascal. Reports say Pedro didn't just make things awkward. He crossed a line on camera.
Which, is a little strange because actors are not typically known for having wild social anxiety, since that is a very, very social job. But he also is extremely handsy with her, and she's also extremely handsy with him. What the hell is going on there, and how does Pedro Pascal get away with this?
We're always holding hands when we're off carpet, by the way. So when you're thrown into very heightened environments, we kind of are there to always remind each other that we're not alone, that we're in this together. Because it's scary to go in front of cameras and do things. And it's also really, really fun. And so we are always grabbing onto one another to remind each other that we're not alone in any of it.
Now, speaking of sort of the post-Me Too era, so Pedro Pascal, he checks all of the woke boxes. He says all of the right things about trans because his brother is a trans woman who is now going to get some sort of TV jobs, I guess. And he's been touring around with Vanessa Kirby in expectation of the premiere of the Fantastic Four movie. And the video is super weird of what Pedro Pascal does. So he claims that he has social anxiety.
Multiple times. The guy Marvel trusted to lead the next era of Fantastic Four is now at the center of a growing scandal that the internet can't stop talking about. Fans noticed the body language. Co-stars started backing off. And now, rumors on the street say the industry has turned cold. Casting directors aren't calling back, studios are ghosting, and Marvel's already in cleanup mode. This was supposed to be Pedro's big franchise moment.
Been a dream to join the MCU. The movie is called The Fantastic Four. I'll confess, I did all my stretching for real.
He's my yummy old man.
Yes. I am your cool slutty daddy. Crushing Oberyn Martell's eyeballs.
What do you mean?
And I was so happy that people were asking for pictures with
they were doing that?
I don't understand
what. And they'd be like, can I put my thumb in your eyes?
Oh.
Because I got my eyes crushed in.
Oh,
and they were like, can it turn into a thing to put their thumbs in? And then I stopped after a redness appeared.
So the context.
And then every video of the promotional, tour that I've seen from the Fantastic Four, he's touching her belly, touching her neck, her chest, hugging her from behind on the carpet, rubbing her arm, caressing her. And in my mind, like, if my boyfriend or husband was okay with me acting like that, I can tell you for certain he doesn't care about me. And the fact that he's getting away with it.
Instead, it might be the beginning of the end. Let's break down how a few seconds of bad energy spiraled into full-blown Hollywood fallout, and why Pedro Pascal might be watching his entire career shift overnight. Reports say the moment that lit the fuse wasn't a big scandalous scene. It was subtle, a behind-the-scenes featurette. Pedro laughing, joking, hugging, but something felt off. One moment in particular shows him putting his arm around a co-star, but not in the fun castmate way. Her body stiffens. She tries to shift away. He doesn't let go. Then came more clips, a hand on the lower back that lingered.
Whether they like it or not, they're never getting rid of me.
He won't leave me alone.
See what you got, what you got.
What do you think?
Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkles. I love a manicure. I am dedicating. Your nails are awesome. So are yours. Let's see your nails first.
Oh, yes, of course.
They're very nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful.
And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me, please. Oh, come on, please.
So the woman that he keeps touching in all the videos is actually pregnant. So she's a married woman to another man that's not Pedro.
A mid-interview shoulder squeeze that made fans cringe. Different events, same energy. And when fans on TikTok started stitching it all together, side-by-side comparisons, slowed down reactions, captions like, "This isn't okay," it blew up fast. Within days, Reddit threads labeled it Pedro Pascal's PR tipping point. The fan base that once adored him now split between denial and disbelief. And the industry, they were watching too, quietly, but very closely. This wasn't just a Pedro problem. It was a Marvel nightmare. Reports say Fantastic Four was positioned as the crown jewel of the new era, the reboot to save Phase 5. Pedro was cast as Reed Richards for a reason. He brought star power, critical, praise, and internet obsession. But once the controversy caught fire, Marvel moved fast. The main teaser, originally set for a Comic-Con drop,
You're in too many things, right? You're a great actor. Pedro Pascal is a great actor. I would never argue that he's not a great actor. Yo, bro. What's up, man? I'm surprised that wasn't Pedro fucking Pascal, all right? Because he's in too many things. He's in that car. Pedro Pascal was in my cereal this morning. Hey, we're going to stop saying he's a great actor, and we're going to stop doing that so we can stop thinking about him. And we're gonna stop thinking about him so he can stop being in things. Hey, Pedro Pascal, how many movies can you do? Have a family. Go on vacation.
vanished from the schedule. Promo posters featuring Pedro front and center, pulled. Rumors on the street say the internal marketing team was told to explore alt narratives, meaning feature anyone but Pedro. One source claimed even international markets were told to tone down coverage. Another insider said Marvel's legal team reviewed every piece of Pedro-centric promo frame by frame to see what could be re-edited or removed. The message was clear. Damage control is the new marketing plan. Pedro Pascal used to own the press tour game. Charismatic, memeable, always good for a viral clip. But lately, he's been a ghost of that persona. Reports say handlers are now hovering at all times, stepping in before questions get too personal. The usual banter? Gone. Fans at premiere lines have even noted he seems distracted, barely stopping for selfies. Then came the real red flag. One late-night talk show appearance was canceled the day of. No reason given. A major UK press junket quietly scrubbed his interview from their highlight reel. And at a fan Q&A, he was noticeably skipped during a round of cast questions. Rumors on the street say it's all part of a tightly controlled PR shift. Keep him visible just enough to fulfill contracts. But don't risk a viral moment that spirals. It's a tightrope walk. And Pedro? He's teetering. You know what's louder than a rumor? Silence. And Pedro's co-stars are screaming it. Reports say the same actors who once praised Pedro as the heart of the cast are suddenly dodging any mention of him. During a recent panel, one co-star awkwardly redirected a question about chemistry on set, saying, "We all had different ways of working." Different ways? That's not a compliment. That's code. And then it got messier. One actress, the same one seen in those behind-the-scenes clips, unfollowed Pedro on Instagram. Fans immediately noticed and flooded her comments asking if she felt uncomfortable. She didn't respond, but she didn't follow him back either. Another castmate, who used to tag Pedro in every promo post, hasn't mentioned him once since the drama broke. The once tight Marvel fam now feels like a group chat with one person removed, and everyone's pretending they don't notice. Hollywood doesn't do press releases when it wants someone gone. It just moves on. Rumors on the street say Pedro was set to headline a prestige HBO drama, big names, Emmy buzz, the whole deal. But after this scandal hit, that deal is now paused indefinitely. One insider said the network didn't even tell his team directly. They just stopped returning calls. Another project, a high-concept thriller with a major director attached, reportedly went from final talks to reconsidering all lead options. And it's not just HBO. Sources say Pedro's reps are hearing the same thing from multiple studios. We love him, but now's not the right time. No explanations, no apologies, just doors quietly closing. And if you know this town, that's not a pause. That's a blacklist in motion. Pedro Pascal used to be Twitter's sweetheart, Tumblr's muse, TikTok's daddy. But now, the cracks are showing, and the internet isn't kind. On Reddit, threads titled, "Pedro's behavior isn't new, we just ignored it," are climbing to the top. Fans are reposting old press clips and body language breakdowns, asking how no one saw this coming. Some say he's being over-criticized, others say this is what happens when someone gets too comfortable at the top. Then there are the stans who still defend him, accusing the cast of betraying him and calling the fallout a smear campaign. But even in those spaces, the mood is tense. The comment sections are war zones. One TikTok with over 2 million views simply captioned a montage of his awkward moments with, "Rewatching this hits different now." That's not fandom. That's dissection. And once fans turn into critics, the fall only gets faster. Reports say Marvel is officially in panic mode. When you're running a billion-dollar franchise, you have a playbook for scandal. Step 1, distract. Step 2, pivot. Step 3, survive. And they've done it before, with recasts, reshoots, and rebrands. But here's the problem. Pedro was the rebrand. He was supposed to lead the next generation of Marvel, the smart, charming face of the Fantastic Four reboot. Now, He's a liability. Insiders say internal meetings have gone into overdrive. One source described them as tense, hour-long huddles where no one says Pedro's name out loud. Another said the marketing team was ordered to pull alternate edits of trailers focusing on the younger cast, especially the breakout new actress playing Sue Storm. There's even talk that reshoots are being considered not to remove Pedro, but to make his character less central, shift the spotlight without sparking even more backlash. It's risky, but Marvel knows the stakes. If they mishandle this, Phase 5 doesn't just stall, it implodes. Pedro Pascal may still be smiling in public, but reports say behind the scenes, he's boiling. Rumors on the street say he's livid that Marvel hasn't put out a statement defending him. Not even a generic, "we stand by our cast" message. And the silence from his co-stars? That's cutting deeper than the headlines. Insiders claim he feels thrown to the wolves, that he's been pacing, ranting, and accusing his own team of dropping the ball during the most critical moment of his career. One source even said he cornered a publicist backstage, demanding to know why his narrative wasn't being controlled. He allegedly yelled, "This should have been shut down in 48 hours, not 8 days." Another insider claims he's threatening to fire his longtime rep team and bring in new crisis managers. And here's the part that really shows where his head's at. Reports say he's considering going off script at his next scheduled appearance, ditching the talking points, ditching Marvel's PR plan, and just saying what he really feels. If that happens, it won't be a comeback. It'll be a detonation. So what's next for Pedro Pascal? If history's any clue, this feels like the start of a rebrand rollout. Expect a solo podcast appearance, a heartfelt cover story in a serious magazine, maybe even a surprise indie film project to win back critics. But until then, he'll stay quiet, let the fire die down, and hope Marvel doesn't cut him loose entirely. And if they do, trust. That's when Pedro's real comeback era begins. Stay tuned.